Hello everyone, it is Ashley. I'm back with another new video. It's definitely been a while, but I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. I have a whole list of video ideas, and the first one is starting with electric forest tips from a veteran to, I don't know, a rookie, e-forest rookie. I've been to e-forest every year since 2015, so I went 15, 16, weekend 1, 17, weekend 1, 18, and now I'm going back for my 5th year. Also, I just came back from Coachella and I got these braids and like they're a little screwed up, so ignore that. I don't know how they look on camera, but they're like bunged up in real life. Not cute, but I'm trying to make them last as long as possible because I paid a lot for them. But anyway, so I have videos on electric forest. I made one a few years ago that's like pretty long, in depth, and not much has changed about electric forest since then. So if you're looking for all about e-forest, then you can go check that video out. And then I have another couple updated ones that are a little bit shorter, and you can check out those as well. So to be really brief, electric forest is 4 days in Muskegon, Michigan. It goes from Thursday to Sunday. It's a long festival, so pace yourself. You can get there a day early if you want to do Wednesday arrival, and you can stay until Monday, obviously, to pack up. So it kind of ends up being like 5 or 6 days, so definitely pace yourself. That is my first tip. Before you even leave for a week or so, I would prepare drinking a ton of water, having as much vitamin C as possible, and sleeping as much as you possibly can too. So electric forest, the music is mostly like jam bands and bass music within the EDM world. The crowd is mostly like hippies, free spirit, so it's not the typical festival crowd. It can be very intense if it's one of your first music festivals. For me, I had been to EDC New York before, which I thought was a great first festival. I had so much fun and I really was so excited for more. The next festival I went to was e-forest, which was my first camping festival. I just remember feeling very overwhelmed by the culture. By the end of the weekend, I was having so much fun and I didn't want to leave, but for the first few days, it was like a lot to take in. One of the best parts about e-forest are the people that go, even though it can be really intense at first. There's a huge like hippie festival culture, so people are hula hooping and bringing all their talents. There's yoga when you first start in the morning if you want to participate in that, around noon when the festival grounds first open. There's people with like ribbons that people practice with and prepare for forest to like kind of perform for others. There's a piano in the forest, so be ready to bring your talents and kind of showcase them to everyone around. It can be really fun and a great way to let loose. Another thing that I learned one of my first years is it's so fun to bring stuff to trade. So whether that be to bring something for the giving tree, which is just a random tree in the forest where people will leave something like a cigarette or a piece of gum, or you can even bring something more valuable like a necklace that you would love, that you love, or that have a great memory with that you want someone else to have. There's also a trading post in the forest, so if you bring something of value, there's like, it's pretty much like a pawn shop where you can bring something and there's people there that are trained to, like, I could bring a ring, but I would only bring it if it was sterling silver. If it was something like kind of dingy, they wouldn't take it. So anything more valuable, you can trade something of equal value there. So you can get really creative with things you want to trade. I've brought in stickers, which was an idea that I got from someone that I saw had stickers all around the whole festival, and I kept seeing them everywhere and I was wondering who it was. And then last year I actually met the person that brought the stickers every year, which is so cool because I had brought in my own stickers and I gave them one being like, you inspired me to bring my own. So I just have like a little inside joke with my friends, and I got like, I don't know, 1,000 or 2,000 stickers. Totally did not hand all of those out. You don't need to bring that many, but if you want to get creative for stuff to pass around, it's a great way to interact with other random festival goers, and it starts conversations with tons of people. Another huge part of the electric forest culture is to have a totem, so you can get creative with that too. It's a great way to be able to find your friends because there isn't a lot of service at electric forest. So when you do finally get service, it's nice to be able to text your friend, hey, we're by this totem. But if you have your own and you never have service, your friends can always be looking for that one totem that they know to be looking for. It's also really fun to be able to see that you're at the same sets as certain people. So if you have the same taste of music as someone or a certain group, you're going to see the same totems every time, and it's kind of like you have a little bond with them even if you've never met them before. So if you want to get creative, make a awesome totem and try to get something funny with your stickers or your totem to spread laughs and confusion around with the other people attending the festival. I'm going to skip to tickets, so this kind of already passed, but if you want to get a ticket, the best way is definitely to be prepared when the tickets come out. At this point, obviously it's too late, so right now I'd go to Electric Forest Ticket Exchange, get in line on the virtual wait list and wait until your name is pulled, and then you automatically get a ticket. You have to know that the tickets are going to be a little bit more expensive there, but that way you know that your ticket's real and the money will automatically draw from your account, I'm pretty sure. So make sure you have enough money in your account for when that day comes. You keep an eye on the app for where you are in line. If not, I would go to StubHub. I've used StubHub. I'm not huge on buying tickets secondhand, but when you have to do it, I would say go to StubHub. I have great experience with them because if your ticket's fake or someone rips you off, they guarantee you entry or a refund. So either way, you're going to get your money back, or hopefully they'll find a way for you to get into the festival no matter what. My biggest tip for you getting there is to get there early as possible. If you can get the early arrival pass, it's around $30 per car, so it's really, really cheap to be able to get in early, so it's definitely worth it. You can get there on Wednesday rather than Thursday morning at midnight. It's not that much difference. It's just a matter of being able to like enjoy yourself and party on Wednesday night rather than having to set up in the middle of the night and kind of go straight to bed and get sleep for the next day. I've never done Wednesday early arrival, but I know friends that have and have enjoyed it, but it's really a toss-up. Like, I didn't really have a problem arriving on Thursday night. If you arrive Wednesday early arrival, you don't have to worry about as much traffic. I know when I first started going to Electric Forest, there was a huge problem for me with traffic. We wait like hours to get in, and then one year we got there at 3 a.m. rather than right at midnight, and we were in Camp Blueberry. And if you know anything about the map, I'll try to put it up on the screen. Blueberry means you're literally like in the middle of nowhere. You're not even in Michigan anymore. Like, it's a long walk, so you want to avoid being far away. Electric Forest is a huge venue. Being that far away just from the entrance can be kind of tough, so try to get there right on time. If not, like I said, early arrival is your best bet. Another option, if that is not possible for you, is to get group camping. So me and my friends did group camping last year. It was the best thing ever. Like, we will never not do it, and luckily by like seconds we just barely got enough people to have group camping. So the way that works is you need around 20 people. Everyone pays $45 or $50 to get a spot on your group camping, and once you hit 20, everything's confirmed and you get a spot really close. So you get a spot right near the entrance, kind of like if you get tent only camping or RV camping. We were like less than a 5-minute walk right next to Main Street, right near bathrooms. It was amazing. So I also wasn't able to drive last year because I moved to California, so I took a shuttle and I got there Thursday morning, and from Detroit, about 3 hours away, I took the shuttle. Depends on which shuttle you take, how much money it costs. So for me, since I was coming from 3 hours away rather than like Grand Rapids, which is maybe an hour away, it cost me a bit more. I think mine was like $50 one way, but it was really easy. I made friends on the bus ride, and I got to get right off the bus, dropped right off at the entrance, and absolutely no wait. They like checked my bags when I walked in, and then I walked straight over my friends in group camping. Didn't have to worry about being far away, and all my friends had cars and everything all set up, and it was amazing. Another tip that I have is kind of just to choose GA. No one I know personally has done VIP, but from what I've read online and from people talking, if you want to be really involved in the festival, GA is the way to go. There's no need to be in Good Life. I mean, yeah, you get a few more amenities, and I think the biggest perk is you have your own stage in Good Life. So there's secret sets over in Good Life, and the only people that have access to it are people that paid for that camping area. So that's obviously a huge pro. But if you want any other sort of after parties, GA is where it's at, and there are secret sets in GA as well. So I just personally don't think it's worth the money. It seems very quiet and not as much of a community, and eForest is all about like the community, and camping is where that happens. So like I said earlier, there's not a lot of service at eForest. It's not a very populated area when Forest isn't going on, so this many people in one area makes it very tough for anybody to get service kind of no matter what cell phone service you have. It's gotten better over the years, but I would be prepared with multiple portable chargers, because without service your phone is just going to be roaming and roaming and it's just going to kill your battery. So I would double check to make sure. I don't remember what the scale is on, but I know that there's like 2,000, whatever the scale is on the battery pack means like one iPhone battery charge. So my portable charger has 20,000, whatever the scale is, and so I get about 10 charges out of it. So I would make sure you look at that when you're ordering. I get mine on Groupon because I can get chargers that are worth $100 for like $20, $25. You can go on Amazon and look for good deals there as well. Or you can go buy a locker ahead of time. I personally like having a portable charger because I can charge wherever I am at the moment rather than having to go back and forth in the locker. And like I said, eForest is huge, so it's kind of a pain to have to walk all the way to the locker, which is by the main stage. My next tip is a tip for camping. So sometimes it's kind of tough to figure out where you were camping. You think you'll remember, you don't. There's so much camping, so they name each little section of the camping area, so obviously memorize that. Write down the name, like Camp Kilowatt, like I said, Camp Blueberry, etc, etc. Try to write that down somewhere. Write down the name of the road that you're on. They have little nicknames for the roads too. And I would keep a tall flag at your campsite so you can kind of see it from far away. Take note of what animal you're near. They have animals with glowing lights placed periodically throughout the campsite. So like one year I knew I was near the wolf, so from far away I knew to go to that general area. You can also put string lights on your tent, so that can help you find it. Or you can drop a pin on your map, because even if you don't have service, you kind of have GPS, so you should be able to find your way back to your campsite if you drop a pin on your phone. This is a little bit of advice about showers, but to be honest, I've never showered at Electric Forest in the 4 weekends that I've been there. That's absolutely disgusting. But I bring baby wipes. I wipe my whole body down every single day. I'll go to the, you're not really supposed to do this, but I go to the water refill stations in camping and I'll dip my head in shampoo, or I'll bring dry shampoo. Showers are $10, and I think there can be a pretty long line depending on the time that you go. So I think if you went like later in the day when people are walking in, you'd be better off, but there's going to be long lines, I think, if you wake up around 9, 10, 11. So try to go when you think that other people will be in the festival already. Another way I avoided showers was by getting a Planet Fitness membership. This is so ridiculous, but I have Planet Fitness because I know it's all over the country, and I have a black card so I can go to any Planet Fitness I want. Then when on my way in after the long road trip, I'll take a shower and stop at one. I think there's one in Muskegon, and then as I'm leaving before the start of my road trip, I'll take another one, so I feel nice and clean for the ride. So the bathroom situation is pretty much the same as any other festival. There's porta potties everywhere. They smell like shit. They get really hot, which makes it smell even worse. There's nothing you can do about it, but every year they've been adding more flushable toilets. There's flushable toilets. I think there's definitely one at Ranch Arena. I think there's one in the forest now, and I think there's some between Tripoli and Jubilee in the back. Those are awesome. They don't always have toilet paper, so I would recommend bringing toilet paper and having some in your bag no matter where you go, so you're never in a sticky situation when it comes to that. It's really hard to prepare for the temperature at Electric Forest, so be prepared for hot days and cold nights. Like, for some reason at Forest, I'm always absolutely frigid at night, so be prepared to bundle up. I always have a pashmina with me during the day so I can wrap myself in it at night, and then as soon as I get back to the campsite, like, I'm in a jacket, a like beanie, I might as well have gloves. Like, I'm pretty cold. My biggest tip as a veteran is carve out time to see the forest. There's so many amazing surprises within the forest. At the hangar, there's this little robot they installed in the ground, and it's supposed to be like a scavenger hunt. It's called McCann 9, and I think it leads you to like a secret room. Talk to the characters. I think they give you a lot of hints about the secret rooms. I've never seen them. Just keep an eye out and talk to people and look at the hints, and I think there's surprises you will find that the average person wouldn't see. The forest is a lot different during the daytime and at nighttime, so make sure you carve out time during the day to explore and at night. Like I said earlier, the forest is huge, so make sure you bring comfortable shoes. Don't save shoes that you haven't broken in for to break in during the forest. I normally walk like 30-40 miles during that weekend, so be prepared for that. The dress code for E-Forest is very like whatever you want. So there's people very casual, like pretty much wearing sweatpants. There's people that are literally naked, not wearing a shirt, maybe put paint over their boobs or something. There's people wearing very ravey stuff. There's like hippie style. You can do whatever you want, so come whatever makes you feel best. So the food that you need to try, I'm not the biggest expert on this, so I try not to spend a ton of money when I'm there, but the spicy pie, which is now gone, I'm sorry, but maybe in the future if they bring back spicy pie, get that. There's these Asian noodles that everyone talks about that always has a very long line, so you'll know which one I'm talking about. I would get the popsicles that have like a fruit and stuff in it, so good, and get the lemonade 100%. So down to my last couple tips. RV parties. Don't miss the RV parties. That's a big miss. I literally didn't go to any last year. I don't know how. And I think my first year I went to maybe one and discovered them like the last couple days. But that is where it's at in GA. At the end of the night, those go all night through the sunrise set. So you might see some names you recognize. So definitely head over to the RVs. Finally, for sets that you can't miss, like the festival changes every year, but I would try to go to a set at every single stage. I'm a hypocrite for saying that because I, to this day, have never been to a set at the observatory, but I'm literally like, I don't know why, something's wrong with me. You need to be able to experience the vibe of each stage. So that's definitely a huge miss for me, something that I will not let myself miss again, even though I've been saying that for the past 3 years. The forest stage is so much fun, so even if it's not someone that you're dying to see, make sure you go see someone at every stage. And you cannot miss the string cheese incident. They have multiple sets throughout the weekend, but you really cannot miss the Saturday night set. They do like a whole string cheese shebang, and the string cheese shebang into the base nectar set is really what makes E-Forest what it is, and if you miss that, it's just so sad. I haven't seen the string cheese shebang in 2 years because they only did it weekend 2 and I went to weekend 1. The years they had multiple weekends, so if you're lucky enough to be able to witness that, which everyone is this year, you have to go. They bring out all the stops. I'm not even into jam bands, but you just have to go. Trust me, just go. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. I say that all the time. So I don't know, believe me, don't believe me. I don't even know if I believe myself at this point. But if you have any questions about Electric Forest, leave them down below. I can do a Electric Forest Q&A if there's enough questions. I should be able to answer all of them at this point. I think I'm going to be doing a Coachella video coming up soon because I just came back from that. You can follow me on social media. Everything will be linked down below. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!